Hi, sophomores. Welcome to Multimedia Design. I'm so excited to have you in the class this semester and for all that you will be learning and accomplishing this school year. But before we dive into kind of what the course is like, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So, my name is Ninoska. I am our Tribal Sites Technology Education Lead, and I will be your main teacher for this class. In the screen, you can see a slide with pictures that kind of tell you a little bit about myself and what I like to do. I am an older sister. I have a younger brother who's only 10, and he's kind of like my partner in crime. I really enjoy having a younger sibling. I also have a dog. Her name is Suze. She's a golden doodle that just turned 5. She's kind of like my little baby at home. I'm also engaged and getting married next May. Couple other things about me is I really like traveling. My friends all live out of state, so that gives me an opportunity to go and visit and explore new places with them. A couple years ago, I got to go with my friends to DC, and that was a really fun trip. I also enjoy going to Disney World. I got to celebrate my golden birthday there. I also really like going to tropical places. If there's a beach where I can just read a book, I really love that. And then you can also see my whole family in the picture. So last December, I graduated with my master's, and my entire family got to go and see that. I am a first generation college student, and so it's really important for me to set an example for my cousins and my younger brother. So I had everyone there with me. And we are a really close knit family, and so I really enjoy spending a lot of time with them as well. I also graduated from ITA in 2015, so I have gone through the program. I know what it feels like to be in your shoes. I very much loved my ITA experience, so much that when I went to college, I went to UW-Madison, and I never left ITA really. I came back to work as a student hourly right away. At UW-Madison, I studied elementary and special education, and I really thought that I was going to teach sixth grade ELA, but the opportunity presented itself for me to stay with ITA in my current position, and I couldn't resist. After I completed all of this, I did just recently get my master's in higher education administration and management from UW-Milwaukee, and it was a really good opportunity for me to grow and expand my knowledge and just be able to better serve and help our students. So now let me tell you a little bit about multimedia design and kind of how the class works. So this is meant to be an introduction class and to introduce you to new technologies, new software, and new things that you can do and play around with and be creative with. We will be having an introduction to sound design primarily, so we are going to learn Adobe Audition, which will help us edit, put together podcasts, put together music, put together poems, and we will be learning how to record a good podcast, how to work with an H5 recorder, how to edit that. We will be completing a Where I'm From project, which tends to be one of my favorite, and then our final project, which will we be completing in May, is going to be to create a podcast. You will also be getting an introduction to graphic design, in which we will be learning Adobe Illustrator, and we will be utilizing all of the tools in there to create our own artwork for our podcast. And then lastly, you will be getting an introduction to photography. So you will get the opportunity to work with some high-end cameras, learn how to better take photos, and edit these photos. So how can you be successful in this class? So the first one would be to communicate. We're all humans, and I know things happen, and sometimes we just can't meet deadlines, or sometimes there's so many things happening in our lives. And as long as you're communicating with me, we can create your own plan for you to be successful. You also have the opportunity of having student hours where you can come and ask us any questions or ask for help with any assignment, which will make it easier for you to stay on top of your work. We do ask for you to complete all of your work because that is how you are going to better learn these new technologies and these new softwares. And really, I just want you to try your best. I know that at times this may not be everyone's favorite topic that we're going to cover, but I still want you to try your best because you might still learn something or you might discover something about yourself in the process. So how does this class work? So you will be having releases and they will happen about every 4 weeks. So once a release happens, you will have 2 weeks to complete it. Then you have 2 weeks in which you are working on your academic class. And then after that release, then you go back into your tech release. So we are going about every other. And for any release, again, you have 2 weeks to complete it. You will have videos, you will have resources, and then you will look through all of those, and then you will have assignments. You'll complete those assignments, and then you will be done with the release. And if at any point you have questions, you come to student hours. Now, let me show you a little bit how your Canvas course is going to look like. You might have a completely different view of this just because I'm on the teacher side. But this is your introduction release. So you have the video that you're currently watching. I will always include the slides in case you want to review those. And then you right here have two very important links for you to look through and read through. So you have a course introduction. This is going to tell you a little bit more about the class and kind of what all of the tabs on Canvas mean and how to get started. Now you have your course expectations, which is going to tell you a little bit more as to what we're expecting out of you and how to be a successful student in this class. One thing that I will note in this is that it very much outlines our student hour policy. So you did hear me mention student hours and how you have to come to those if you have questions. If at any point you fall behind or you didn't complete an assignment, you'll come and meet with us during student hours. And this is not meant to be a punishment. This is just meant to be an opportunity for us to have a conversation, for me to learn how to better support you and kind of where you are not understanding the assignments. So these are just a really good opportunity for us to connect, for you to connect with other instructors, and for you to get the help you need. And you'll be able to find that link right in your Canvas course at the top. It'll say student hour links, and you will join us on a Teams call. Another thing that I want to point out to you is when you're looking at your module, you will notice that it will say complete all items, and then there are certain items that will either say view or submit. Those are things that you absolutely have to do in a module. So this video tells you you have to view it, you have to view the introduction, and you have to view the expectation. Once you complete those three things, your next official module, which will be your first release module, will open for you. So they won't open until you complete all of these. You will notice that this first release has a prerequisite of the introduction. So this won't unlock until you complete these three items right here. Same thing in this first release. You have things that you have to view and assignments you have to submit. Once you complete all of those, then you will open the next release when that is ready for you, okay? So if you have any questions, again, feel free to come to student hours, but that is it for this introduction video, and I'll see you in the next one.